background noises.
Hello and welcome to Love Hate Film, a show all about films good, bad, and today, childhood film crushing.
Yep.
Yeah, today we're here to review The Last Jedi. It had to happen at some point, ladies and gentlemen. I feel it's time for therapy. Much like the disclaimers in any distressing film, we will warn you that there is scenes of an upsetting nature.
And if you're affected by any of the events that happen here today, then there are lines available for you.
It's going to be so hard to get through this, isn't it?
Well, let's get it done.
Let's get it done indeed. So, we went to go and see this film for the midnight screening
Yep.
event.
Bought the tickets 3 months in advance.
Oh.
Very, very excited to say the least. Here
Yeah.
we go. Force Awakens was good. Let's see what they do with it. Loads of good stuff could be happening.
I got
in terms of story.
Yeah, I got a free popcorn because I donned my Jedi robe and I had my lightsaber. It was a double screening as well, wasn't it? We
Yeah.
had Force Awakens before, so
We did.
we went into this with extremely high hopes, didn't we? There was a good atmosphere.
Yep. Cinema was awesome. Rammed out even though it was midnight. And we'd all watched the first one. Proper ready for...
And indeed, what happened was we were shat on from a great height. And we're going to go into why.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, fundamentally, we have always loved Star Wars. We are avid believers in the Force.
Yeah, definitely. If you watched our show where we did our top 5 loves, Star Wars was in both. So, yeah, from kids, right from the get-go, Star Wars was always the one.
This is it. And what's more, we were still taught responsible lessons within Star Wars. This is the thing, the responsibility that George Lucas has carried over the years. He's passed the torch on to Disney now. J.J. Abrams respectively did it well within The Force Awakens, but this lives up then to the element of a sequel. So we talk about this in our top 5 a little. The idea that this was essentially the empire of the new generation.
Yep.
Yeah. And
there was a lot of promise with it. There were lots of things that could have happened but didn't. So I've got 3 bugbears about this, like missing stories that they could have done. So your background into Snoke. Now Snoke is an extremely powerful Sith. He in his throne room, he lifts Rey and throws her about like there's no tomorrow with just the wave of his hand. And
Andy Serkis, once again, great actor. I mean, they did all the sort of green screen stuff with him, much like Planet of the Apes, and my God, he just had this presence. But, as you were saying...
Yeah, so they built up in the first one, who is he, where's he come from, and then you get absolutely no explanation whatsoever. I mean, his force powers are immense. He's obviously scarred, so there's got to be a backstory. Where did he come from? You know, who is he? How did he get those scars? And how did he get those force powers? Because they're, even compared to Yoda, so he flicks her about using the force, yet Yoda, when he's fighting Dooku, he gets the big thing thrown at him and he struggles to catch it and then just about throws it over there, whereas Snoke is flinging things around like there's no tomorrow.
Through the whole
how did he get that?
Yeah, this is it. I mean,
there's a massive backstory you can use and they just don't.
And
don't even refer to it in any way, shape or form.
And what's more, they even go into as far as his power within this. They've confirmed that he is the sort of link, as it were, this telepathic link that enables Rey and Kylo to communicate.
So where did he get that from? So why miss out on a huge backstory, which would have been awesome?
And why was he fooled so easily?
Yeah, when they killed him. Oh, just flip that.
For somebody with such force sentience, and the dark side is, you know what, actually, probably the greater power. The problem is so hard to harness. I mean, this is what it's taught us, is the dark side is extremely powerful. He was one with it. He could do things that... And I was fairly excited for these new powers. I was open to this as a new universe, but they shat on it. It was lazy.
Yeah, just no explanation. So the second out of the three is Rey's backstory then. So in the first film, it's hinted that, you know, she's got some lineage and she's been left there and on the planet, and is she like Obi-Wan Kenobi's some sort of relative? Is she a Skywalker in some way, or is she whoever?
She was left on Jakku with Simon Pegg's Junker.
Yeah. So they build it up all the way through the first one and The Force Awakens, and then halfway through this one, and then they reveal, actually no, parents were nobody. They were just a couple of drunks that sold you to the junker for some money to get drunk.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you wonder if she was worth 1/2 portion.
Yeah. I mean, why build it up and then go, no, actually, it's nothing. It was nothing after all, but just put it in there for a laugh. What's that all about?
Dinner date and no nookie at the end is exactly what it is. It's terrible.
It is. That's awful. And then you mentioned it briefly as well. This film was meant to be the Empire Strikes Back of this next trilogy. And there's a nice little shot of from the island where Luke is, the last Jedi temple, or the first Jedi temple. And you look down into the sea and there's a sunken X-Wing. So you're thinking, oh great, at some point we'll mirror the Yoda scene from Empire and one of them will raise it and Luke will go, see, you can accomplish anything if you just believe. No,
you know
just
what?
Saw the shot, thought, oh, I bet they do that. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
No. Whereas what we got was the courtesy of the equivalent of wiping your dick on the curtain and leaving forthwith. They decided to then have the exposition shot of, here comes Luke, what does he do with the lightsaber? Comedy!
Yeah, throws it over his shoulder. No Jedi would ever do that to a lightsaber, ever.
And especially that lightsaber. And what's more, this lightsaber that must have once again been taken from Bespin when he lost his hand. Why is he just going to throw it over his fucking shoulder?
It was his dad's. It was his.
There's so much
significance.
significance.
Yeah, they just wouldn't do it. It just would not happen.
But then again, who knows? Living on an island of porgs might send you mad, or indeed when you
force you to drink some blue milk.
Yeah, which convenient.
What's that?
Actually, it was green, wasn't it, from the tit of some sort of anteater cow hybrid.
Nice.
They're getting lazy with their creatures. You know, the Cantina bands. That initial Cantina scene. My God, we see so much. We see Satan at one point. there is an alien race in Star Wars that looks like Satan. We have not seen Satan race since. Darth Maul, debatably, but
yeah.
But they're getting lazy.
Yeah, that wasn't good. So those are my three missing story elements as to some of the reasons why I didn't like it. Yeah. You've got one, Mary Poppins.
Oh, God. So, roll clip. So here, you see, we've got Carrie Fisher and she's doing the thing. And, oh my goodness. Oh, what do you know? Additional powers. They made her fly. They made her straight up do a Mary Poppins. Guardians of the Galaxy managed to pull this off because it's cute.
Yeah. No. See,
she's Mary Poppins, y'all.
I don't think it was a new power. I think she was using force grip, and because she's in space and there's no gravity, and that thing was a massive ship, it pulled her more than her pulling it. So that's why she moved forward and the ship didn't. Okay. So it's like every force has an equal and opposite reaction or whatever it is.
So I'll stop you there then. We go on to gravity in space.
The bombs.
Now I get what you tried to do, although a little bit near to the nail. I'm sorry, but Japanese, somewhat of a kamikaze-esque feel, I did get that vibe. It was very World War, and they did it well. There are elements that do fit into war-like scenarios in our timeline. Mm-hmm. It's good that they honour them in a respectful way, such as the destruction of the planets with Starkiller Base in the last one. It was like one of the sort of, horrible rallies, but it portrays the evil that these guys represent. Now this almost went into Allied forces, the remainder of the Alliance, which, by the way, how many of them are there fucking left? I'm losing count. I swear we're into the hundreds now.
Yeah, I think it says about 400 left on the ships, don't they, as they're escaping.
Well, yeah, once again, escaping. Sir, the missions, the ships are out of range. Are they? Fuck! All you have to do is simply speed up and blow the shit out of the rebels. Instantly, the film's over. And what's more, they use silly weapons, light speed as a weapon. The premise of the first is flawed. If you use light speed as a weapon, Luke, go into light speed. You don't need to aim that thermal exhaust port that's big enough to kill a Womp-Rat. Fuck you. Whoever wrote this piece of shit.
Well, it was the director, wasn't it? But then they had a Disney in their new thing is getting used to sacking directors and getting new ones in to take over. It's happened in the Solo movie with Ron Howard. It happened in this. They brought him in because they had artistic differences with the originals. So
And it was very difficult. What's more, I imagine.
We'll blame Kathleen Kennedy. It's all her fault.
Yeah, but then this is the thing, because what's more, you do need to consider, is it a new generation? Now, one thing I'm not into is telepathic Skyping with shirts off. And I don't know why. I mean, let's just do a little reenactment here. I mean, you can take him, our friend Kylo here, and I'll take Rey. Are you masturbating? No. I can see you. Why? What? And then what's more, they have confirmed the reason was to prove that they can see each other. Why couldn't they have just went, drop my lightsaber? You better not drop that. You know that you know that can hurt you. That would have confirmed it, but no. Stupid, silly. Righty, I'm sorry, Ray. I do like these action figurines, you know. But sorry, by the by.
That's right.
And while we're on the subject of figurines, also we have a little cameo.
Hey. The missing BB-8.
The missing BB-8. Now, for those of you who did watch our last episode, BB-8 was sat here. Pete decided to sack him off. And do you know what? Why not? We're going to keep to a theme.
Off you go.
Off he goes.
So, summing up then. Obviously, didn't like it. But it is a Star Wars film. There were some good bits in it. I did like the lightsaber battle with Rey and Kylo against the guards in the throne room.
The Praetorian Guard, but I mean, did you not have issue with the sheer fact of what happened preceding that? The death of Snoke?
Yeah, that was a letdown. He was easily tricked, but that was still a good scene.
And they were fairly
As a lightsaber fight, it was good.
But then we've seen these people before now. I like what they did. The red, the atmospheric sort of thing. Fantastic. Praetorian Guard going back to sort of old, even Roman battlements. We're talking about things that have happened within our actual real world lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of happened. But they sort of touched on it with the Emperor, his Imperial Guard, which then that could have led to storylines. They even touched on it to an extent with Count Dooku. Sorry, not Dooku's Guard. General Grievous's Guard. They had their staffs. We've had these sort of powerful allies of the top high-ranking warriors of the dark side. These guys, fair to say, fairly easily taken out though. It wasn't in an epic scene, I'll give you that, but fairly easily taken out.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, but by the by, I do agree. Cinematography wise, they did. You got your Star Wars chills, but the rest of it disturbed you to the core. I mean, bringing back Yoda like that
leads to suffering.
Yeah, I got mixed thoughts on that. It was nice that it was the Yoda from Empire, because we've said this was the Empire version, but then he did just look like a big rubbery puppet, so...
He did, and other little things that sort of annoyed us, even the idea of the general, whose name escapes me, Jurassic Park.
Purple hair.
Purple hair.
Laura
Dern. We'll just refer to her as Purple Hair for purposes of this hate review. But her non-disclosure agreement with Poe, which is a case of keep everybody like mushrooms, keep them in the dark and feed them shit. Why? Why go on a suicide Harry Carey mission at the end? not explained, not needed, and what's more, not even possible.
Yeah. Well, we've already mentioned you don't use lightspeed as a weapon. So, there is something in the film though that suggests that this now is the new wave, it's the new franchise, it's for Disney, it's for the next generation, it's for my son, he's 9, he loves it. Because they show with Rey not having any relations whatsoever to Skywalker or anything to do with the Force, anybody can be Force awakened, she was. And then at the end of The Last Jedi, the kid picks up the broomstick, looks up to the sky, as if to say, anyone can be a Jedi. And then you can hear in your mind Mickey Mouse going, there's a little bit of the Force in all of us, huh?
If you really want to be a Jedi, you can, huh?
Exactly. So is this them saying, you've had yours were great, we're going to create this for the next generation and they'll think it's great. That's a possibility.
Okay, so do that, and what's more, adapt for the new generation. But, and cue the dramatic drum roll. If you're going to do it, Disney, for God's sake, for us Star Wars fans, don't do it injustice. Do it justice. Don't have Carrie Fisher flying after a ship. Don't have gravity in space where it's not needed. Don't have characters die off for no reason. Don't have Mark Hamill whimsically throwing his lightsaber away as if it's a piece of shit in his hand. Don't do it. Just do it justice. That's all we ask. It's possible. J.J. Abrams is on board for the next project. He might.
Hopefully he'll pull it back.
He might. And that's the hope. That really is.
That's our new hope.
See what he did there. See what he did there.
That was good.
That was good. But in all seriousness, in terms of a rating, I feel it's spoken for itself. I don't know.
I'm going to give it 3 out of 10.
I don't know. What does BB-8... Shit, the bed, he's grown.
He's got big, isn't he?
Yeah. Hello, little fella. Oh, okay. So what did you think of the film?
What's that?
What did that mean?
You've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, that's funny, because that also wasn't mentioned in Last Jedi. Need to really think about these things.
Yeah, did they just think, we didn't put it in? Oh, tell them the robot said it.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, for now, it's goodbye from us. And in the next review, I think we're going to bring out a little cheeky UK box office top 10 coming at you soon.
We've got to do this month's top 10, so that'll be the next one. So, don't watch The Last Jedi, or do, it's up to you. But if you do, don't hold much of an expectation.
Absolutely. And
as ever, let us know your comments in the fields below, and sign up to LoveHateFilms.com and write your own review.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to go and fetch the broom just to do a quick bit of sweeping the set. Do you want to tell people about the Twitter quickly? Just...
Oh yeah, and we're also on Twitter now, True Love Hate Film. Follow us on that, and you can see more updates as they come.
I'm just going to sweep the set. Oh, sorry, is this not a broom? No. Well, according to the last fucking Jedi, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always.